I'm Annette Dion. I'm the host and founder of the Psychic News Network. Only here on my channel. At Psychic Annette Dion. Please like and subscribe. Right now, go ahead. Because I always forget. I always forget to ask you. That's my fault. Here's my my props. Shed some light on the subject. How you all doing? How'd the weekend go? Whoa, we're like on an energetic roller coaster ride, don't you think? You may have noticed my sign, boycott NBC for being anti-USA. I was going to write anti-democracy, but I couldn't fit it. For being anti-democracy. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? If you're not angry, you're not paying attention. That's just the way it is. So, I've been in the studio most of the day, which is going pretty well. And we're not done, but just have to add some guitar and add some background vocals. And my song about January 6th should be done in the near future, like within a couple weeks. Then I might send it to Nashville to get it mixed. But anyway, it's in progress. It's in progress. Yes, Ronna McDaniel. I am really angry at NBC. And here's the thing. Ronna McDaniel was part of the insurrection. Ronna McDaniel kind of spearheaded the big lie, kept the conversation going. Can you believe it's been like almost 4 full years? So they hired, she's going to make $300,000 a year working part-time for NBC, just touting anti-democracy BS. I hope you're right, Deborah. We will look at it. She's Deborah saying I give her 2 weeks. We will look at it. But like I just said, if you're not mad, you're not paying attention. A lot of people don't know what's going on. Oh, great. So Warren wrote, I did put the word out to some of like the mainstay people that come to Grassroots of Democracy meetings. Why did NBC hire her? We will look. I'm kind of curious to know what percentage of my viewers knew this. I'm trying to remember when I heard it. Probably this morning. I think I read about it this morning. It's not okay. We need to write to NBC and say it's not okay. I have to give credit to MSNBC for saying no to Ronna McDaniel. I have noticed, really again and again, it's not like I watch NBC. I don't even have a television. I don't watch NBC. I don't watch ABC. But I do know that when Joe Biden was giving speeches warning us that democracy is in peril, they didn't air it. So that right there, Rachel Maddow would chew her up and spit her out. I hope she invites her on. James knew Friday night. I don't know how I missed it. Maybe I just took a little hiatus from the news. This is the first step of an autocratic takeover. It's one of the first steps. Taking over the media is a big, 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 huge, way up on the fascist list. Take away the truth from the media. When the loser, for years and years and years, points to them and says, you're the enemy of the people. Democracy dies in darkness. That's a quote from the New York Times, which they have fallen prey to all the promoting, like sort of lies with their misleading headlines. The New York Times misleads all the time. Democracy dies in darkness. Democracy is based in free speech. Democracy is based in the people exercising their right to go to have investigative journalism, to go to the people with the truth. That's what democracy is founded on. On Friday, I'm sorry, I'm yelling, I'm really angry. I mentioned that at the Tennessee State House, they're not letting the media in. You know, the State House that a year ago, almost to the day or the week, because it was right around Easter, they ousted Justin Pearson, Justin Jones, and Gloria Johnson for speaking out for gun laws after a massacre at the Covenant School in Nashville. They wouldn't, the MAGAs and the heinous people in the Tennessee state government, the old white racist men, booted them out because, well, first of all, they weren't listening to them. And then they tried to find some stupid reasons to oust them, and they went ahead and ousted them. Because they wanted to be listened to about gun laws in Tennessee after a massacre at an elementary school. There was an article online about it Friday on a political analyst on X, but it was confirmed over the weekend. Yeah, you'll never find me even close to X or Twitter, whatever the heck they call it. If we don't speak up, it came to my mind today that if every one of us decides that we're going to tell 10 people a week what's going on, I'm not saying try to talk people into anything. I'm just saying if we all agreed, I'm going to tell 10 people a week, at least one segment of what's going on in this country. If we did it every week, we would make an impact. And as far as the loser's bond being lowered, I have to give myself some credit. And I'm just going to do it because I don't do that very much. I saw what was going to happen with that bond, and I'm pretty sure the other day I said I didn't see him paying the whole thing. And I did see him reaching out for help from our enemy countries. So many despicable people in government. So many evil, greedy, bottomless pit of, there's never enough money for them. And when you really think about it, when I think about it, where's Damon here? The Roman gods card just came up. When I think about it, I think about Donald Trump, and I think about him and the other shysters and the other evil people and the other fascists and the other, the MAGAs they just won't stop being cruel and horrible and wrong. And I look at them and I say, let's just think about this. We have one life. We have many lifetimes, but we have this one life. What are they doing spending their lives? I mean, Donald Trump is spending his life in court with all kinds of, problems and stress and fines and it's like, what kind of life is that? So anyway, so the amount of the bond was brought down. I do believe what I heard. I mean, the bond is for him to be able to appeal the findings in New York. Now you're probably like me and you're like, okay, which one are we talking about now? We're talking about the one in New York where he's being fined like $100,000 a day? Something crazy like that? I know it sounds wrong, but we were talking about it at Grassroots of Democracy, and I think it's that much. So he's up to about $500 million that he has to pay for a bond. And I didn't see him paying the whole thing, but what they did was they added a little bit of extra time, 10 days for him to get it. So I'm not sure if he needs to get it to them in full or where we're at with that. But anyway, I tuned in him last night. I tuned in to the vibe of Trump, and I just felt a person, I felt his energy as just falling apart. Like just disassembling, disheveled. So, okay, so he has 10 days to post it, but he only needs to post 175 million in order to appeal. So it's just in order to appeal. What are you talking about? Please be careful. Why is somebody telling me to be careful? Is there like somebody behind me or something? So, I just want to say, first of all, that everything I'm saying is factual. Thus far. The rest is based on my psychic impressions and my psychic, I like to kind of jokingly call them my psychic facts. I don't really appreciate people making suggestions that, oh, I'm going to get, I don't really appreciate that. So anyway. There's something that really annoys me about that. Okay, so anyway. Cheryl, what happened? Glad you were safe? You all right? And now I'm doing it. I did find my cards that are easier to read, this the Dark Tarot, but I'm going to start with the Nefarious cards. The Nefarious cards. Warren, I have said for months that aid to Ukraine will pass. Eventually it will. Three cards about the loser. Please don't tell me what to do on my channel. If you're not comfortable with what I do on my channel, it's my channel. Oh, you just got power back, Cheryl Clark in Maine? It has been blowing a gale here in New England for days and days and days now, and really icy cold. It's amazing. It's just like, oh, I'm not going out there. I was walking back to the studio with coffee today, and it's like, what a long trip it is when you're fighting with the wind and the icy cold. Anyway, three cards about Donald. Doing a lot of breathing exercises. Yes, and I want to mention about that, Gloria, that this is a time, we're just coming off a full moon lunar eclipse last night. Thank you for your support about my channel. I appreciate that very much. We're just coming off a full moon lunar eclipse. By the way, I posted a 1-minute video of the full moon and the ocean waves, and it was just otherworldly beautiful. It wasn't a very clear night, but you could see the silvery sparkles on the water. It's just beautiful. You gotta cut yourself some slack, okay? I'm gonna tell you guys, you have to understand, we're being bombarded with solar flares today. Solar flares are peaking out today. No, I wasn't referring to you, Rose. Hang on, I just need to deal with this. I love you guys so much. Please hit the thumbs up, and thank you for hitting the thumbs up. I'm a grown-up. Trust me that if there's something that I feel that I need to do to adjust something or to be, to couch things, then I will do it. All right? Thank you. Anyway, I'm saying we are in between this full moon lunar eclipse and a very intense. I love you so much. That's why we show up all together 3 times a week, minimum. Solar eclipse major on April 8th. And we're being bombarded. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. We're being bombarded with solar flares today. And Cheryl's saying that she lost power. We're having massive windstorms here. Thank you, Gloria. A blanket, thank you to all of you. Treat this couple of weeks between this full moon that we're still in that energy to the solar eclipse. You're gonna have to adjust your sails differently. Thank you, Dale. Just plant this in your consciousness. These 2 weeks energetically being bombarded with solar flares. I heard that you'll be able to see the northern lights in a lot of the United States tonight. Thank you, Guadalupe. You cannot think that being bombarded with these cosmic rays, this radiation, you cannot think for 1 second that that doesn't affect us. The moon affects us. We're mostly water. The moon affects us. So you've got to treat these 2 weeks, if you want to get through it unscathed, with different approaches to your breathing. If you're feeling, I felt the energy today. It was really weird. Like, people are really stressed. People are really confused. Gloria's saying the energies are intense. It's a good way to put it. But don't think that things should feel normal. Okay? So this is a really great time to introduce something into your life that is a kind of a practice that calms everything down. I feel like I need to take the time to give you this advice because it helps so much. There are many, many apps with meditations. Hug a tree. Many, many meditations on YouTube. There's an app called Insight Timer that's great. I keep meaning to get on there and put some meditations up there. Every single Tuesday, we have 20 on Tuesdays. We have a guided meditation for a healed America. Go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com and sign up to attend that meeting. Even if you can't make it, you will receive a guided meditation recorded the next day in your inbox. If you have them from before, you can go to my website, psychicannettedion.com. You can buy 10 guided meditation videos from Grassroots of Democracy for $20. So I want you to know that you'd be crazy to go into these next 2 weeks. I mean, you're just kind of asking for it if you don't have a way to calm yourself down. Thank you, Rose. The ocean is healing. That is true. And that's why I mentioned my short video of the moon last night. Check it out. It's under videos. 3 cards. I apologize for taking so long to get to the news. Sissy said the weather makes my arthritis hurt and I get grumpy because I hurt. You could try turmeric. Anything anti-inflammatory should help. Pineapple, cherries. No worries. Okay. 3 cards about the loser. I also had said that I felt like the Alvin Bragg case, I'm pretty sure I said it here. I definitely thought it. We wouldn't have to wait that long, and that's been pushed up to April 15th. The irony is not lost on me that that's tax day. The Tower card's coming up. This is about the loser. The Tower card, which could indicate Trump Tower. The Moon. I feel Letitia James kind of she's got the plan all made to take his properties. Yeah, the judge in New York is not, yeah. Casey, that's true. I really do feel the judge Demarcus Smurf has had enough. I meant to tape him up there. Stay put. We need you. We need all the help we can get. I feel like the judges have, like they have his number. They're really to a point where it's like, we're all sick of it. Tax dad joke. Where do homeless accountants live? In tax shelters. Here we go. I know, we're all sick of Trump. So we gotta, take it upon us to get him off the, out of the spotlight. It's time for him to go. It's time to support democracy. Okay, so the Tower card and the Moon card. So I'm reading on Trump's energy, and the Tower and the Moon. Highly emotional because of the Tower, because of the disruption. And Cheryl's saying he's still going to owe $400 million. Yes, true. So if we cannot wait for him to be gone for good, we've got to activate. We got to get participatory in our democracy. And the Eight of Cups, yeah. This is about regretting. It's about regrets. Not that he feels like he did anything wrong. He regrets that he didn't cover it up better. Isn't it his jail time yet? Yeah, you know what? Jimmy Kimmel. I don't know if it's him who's selling merch that says that, but there's merch out. If you missed it, Jimmy Kimmel, I didn't watch the Oscars. I don't watch award shows, but Jimmy Kimmel hosted the Oscars, and like the loser has nothing better to do. Trump, I mean, obviously. And so he's like on Truth Social just bashing Jimmy Kimmel. And so Jimmy Kimmel came out and said, "Isn't it past your jail time?" And now that is on t-shirts. I'm tempted to get one. It's not looking good for the loser. Highly emotional, the Tower card, that's everything's getting ready to be, just blown up, metaphorically speaking. His finances are getting ready to be blown up. And the Eight of Cups is, the past is gone. He regrets that he got caught. You never noticed I had 2 tattoos on my arm? I've had tattoos for about 9 years now. Yeah, isn't it past his jail time? So, yeah, it's bad. It's bad. He has very, very low energy. Very low energy. And I really do pick up, too. He cannot believe this is happening to him. And he congratulated himself for winning his own golf tournament. Oh, he's a full-on dictator. He looked like he hadn't slept in months. Yeah, he's not doing well at all. Let's pull some cards on... we're going to go to Marjorie Trader Green, and we're going to read about an NBC also. NBC. We're going to read up about that. He looked awful today sitting in court. And I heard, too, that Trump has to go to court and sit for trial. Let me see if I got this right. 5 days a week, 9 to 5, for 5 or 6 weeks. You remember dancing in the streets when he lost the election? I know. So let's really think about what the majority of the American people feel like. So, let's see. I'm reading on Marjorie Trader Green, and then I'm going to read on NBC. But first I'm going to read a tax joke. Another dad tax joke. Why are most accountants so good looking? They have great figures. We have Thomas providing us. Let's hear it for Thomas providing us with the dad jokes to keep the energy up. We'll be dancing in the streets again. I'm reading on Marjorie Trader Green because there's too much to say, so I won't say anything, but except that she's trying to oust MAGA Mike. And I want everybody, promise me you will imagine Hakeem Jeffries, visualize Hakeem Jeffries with the gavel being Speaker of the House. Can we all do that? Oh, we haven't done a group hug. Let's do it that way. Warren, you didn't even remind me because you know I yell at you. It's all loving. All right, 1, 2, 3, group hug. And visualize Hakeem Jeffries with the gavel being Speaker of the House soon. I can see that. Yes, do it daily. I often think about the decade of the 90s when many of us, maybe a lot of you, were all of a sudden submerging ourselves in the education of our thoughts produce our reality. Our thoughts are creative. All right, so this is about, visualize it daily. This is the kind of stuff we do at Grassroots of Democracy on Tuesday nights. 20 on Tuesdays. Go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com. And there you'll see. Damn, the phone. What's the matter with your phone? It's possessed? It's probably just reboot it. You don't have to be that extreme. It's probably not possessed. I know our technology seems to be sometimes. Three of Wands, Judgment. This is Marjorie Trader Green. Queen of Wands. Okay, what I see for her is she's going to get up on her pedestal and she's going to be enjoying her little time on the little pedestal. It's going to be short-lived. I give it about 2 months for Marjorie Trader Green to be blah, 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 blah. She loves being in the limelight. She's just like Trump. She's a Gemini and she's just cut from the same cloth. The Judgment card is coming. And so what she's trying to do, it's like trying to build a house in sand. She's trying to kind of build a house on quicksand. Well, that's kind of symbolic that it's coming to me that way. She's trying to build a house on sand, right? On quicksand. So she's going to get her time in the limelight, all right? You think she's about to be arrested? I don't see her getting away with these shenanigans for too much longer. But she's going to step out and be in the limelight for like a couple of weeks. And they're off. They went off for their break again. I think the Democrats are probably still working. She's trying to build the house on quicksand. And the Judgment card is coming. So it's like treading water energy. It's like, not like running in place, like on a tread, like you're not getting anywhere, just spinning your wheels. That's where Marjorie is right now. She's a bit delusional when it comes to thinking her plans will definitely work. Please read on who? Reverend Pete Sessions. I don't know who Pete Sessions is, but I know who Ron Johnson is, being named as conduits by Lev Parnas in oversight hearing. Lev Parnas has a new book coming out. I'm not sure when. Marjorie's only there for the clicks. Yeah, aren't Marjorie for the clickbait? Marjorie has a very flimsy plan that she actually doesn't realize is flimsy. Oh, Jeff Sessions. Okay. What's your question about Jeff Sessions and Ron Johnson? Is it, will Lev Parnas out them so they'll be prosecuted? Yeah, Lev Parnas was great. Go back and watch it if you didn't see it. Okay, he testified he was passing Russian false information to them. Yeah, he told it all. He told it all, Lev Parnas. He's really committed to helping our country. So, it's possible a narcissist will never turn around, but somebody who doesn't have that can turn around. Like Michael Cohen, like Lev Parnas and Michael Cohen have a lot in common in that arena. But first, he told truth to power. He woke up. He had an awakening. It's like a spiritual awakening, like, whoa, what am I doing with my life? Which is what I was saying earlier, these people like Trump and like Ronna McDaniel, what a terrible life that must be. Lev Parnas' wife is gorgeous. Really? Ronna McDaniel, NBC. I'm going to just pull 3 cards on how it will affect NBC that they have decided to hire somebody who's against democracy as a spokesperson. Trump is scared of Michael Cohen and Stormy. Yes, and they are going to be witnesses in the trial. How it's going to affect NBC. They're getting lambasted? Yeah, I think we need to put the pressure on. Just go, 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 go. Sign petitions. The more people that know what NBC is doing, the better. It's a Three of Wands again. Well, I feel like, this is what the guides are saying about NBC. There's a lot of backlash right now, and it's pretty heavy and it's pretty strong. However, it has to be kept going. When it keeps going, it really looks like NBC will get more concerned about the bottom line. NBC won't get concerned about the bottom line unless they see their viewership dropping like crazy. So pass the word. I do see that right now, the deluge, and then Vlad Dracula came up. They've changed their mind about Rana. Wait, did you just find that out? Is that a news flash, Lois? Okay. Because I see the backlash is fast and furious on NBC. People and the anchors will boycott that. Yeah, I see. Yesterday, that's not what I heard. I don't see that they've opted out just yet. Yeah, and watch MSNBC tonight and see. So anyway, I have that they will see a lot of people dropping out. Let me put it this way. Remember after January 6th, all those corporate donors, so many of them stopped financially supporting Republicans. I know it was a long time ago, but we have short attention spans, but that happened. And then after some time, they figured people would forget about it, and that it was in their better interest to have no taxes, and the corporate America that bailed out of supporting Republicans after January 6th, they slowly creeped back in and started being major donors to them. That's the same kind of energy that I'm getting. The pressure has to stay on. Yeah, I'll listen to Rachel Maddow tonight. Sometimes it's hard for me to listen to her because she gets into gloom and doom, but that doesn't discredit how amazing she is. Sometimes I can't handle too much doom and gloom because I watch the news all day and it's a lot. So the MSNBC president said that Rana won't appear on the... Yeah, I know that. Now you're confusing me. So let's just recap. MSNBC said no to Ronna McDaniel. NBC said yes and is planning to pay her $300,000 a year to work part-time to spew lies and anti-democratic sentiment. Oh, Damon's here. I won't watch NBC. I don't watch NBC anyway. So anyway, there is fallout. There's a chance that they'll go dark about it for a little while, go quiet. But look at the other card that I pulled. All right, you guys, this is a test. Hello from Maine. We have another person from Maine. Hi. I love Maine. All right, you guys. What is this guy? Who does this guy represent? It's in my nefarious cards. Whoever gets the right answer, I'm going to ring the bell. Very good. It's Putin. There's an influence there. Gee, you don't say. Putin, kind of the same thing. Somebody's saying Trump, I'm like, it's kind of the same thing. This is a test of your local emergency broadcasting system. Yes! This is a test. We're being tested. We should gather a list of companies that are blue. That's a good idea. NBC Entertainment is a division of NBC Universal, which Comcast has big control of, so perhaps Rhonda can be an ice girl for the Flyers? What's an ice girl? I got confused there. Putin pants. Okay. 3 cards about MAGA Mike. Damon saying Comcast is the devil. You know what really upsets me? Oh, sorry about the blinking lights. I can't get them to stop blinking. Comcast is way out of hand with how expensive it is. I really do hope and pray that the American people, at some point, I'm not sure when it's going to be, I think about these elderly people, like my folks, these elderly people, they watch a lot of TV because they don't have much else going on, right? The TV is usually on for several hours a day. And there are people that are low income that really can't afford the Comcast bills. And I'm not talking like it's like $80 a month. It's like $300, $400 a month. I'm going to actually read about that right now before I go to reading about MAGA Mike. Comcast. And now Apple is in trouble for, becoming a monopoly. We've got to do something. Comcast is the worst, and it's not like they have the greatest service. You guys, if you've been with me for a while, you know how much I struggled with Comcast till I finally got one of those plug-in Wi-Fi extenders, and that's why it works now, because I had to adjust things on my own. Comcast is nearly $300. It's more than that for a lot of people, Maria. And it's like, what do? They flip a switch? Think about it. Star Wars dad joke. How did Darth Vader know what Luke got him for Christmas? He felt the present. That might be the winner tonight. Comcast. What's Spectrum? I don't have cable either, but I do have Wi-Fi here. This is about Comcast. 9 of Wands, Judgment, 7 of Pentacles. I do see them. I see lawsuits against Comcast. I definitely do. I see, you know what? If you want these corporations to be called out, the only chance that these corporations that are gouging the American people and paying practically nothing in taxes, the only chance that will be curbed, reined in, and someday even stopped is if we vote Democratic, if we save our democracy. That's the only way. Well, yeah, it is the politicians. It is. Yeah, it's all the lobbyists and we know it's bad. It's corrupt. But I do see a lot of lawsuits, and I do see, think about how the Biden administration has reined in prescription drug costs. Think of how the Biden administration has canceled student loan debt, especially for public servants. Think of how the Biden administration is taking it upon themselves to get rid of junk fees. If you fly, they'll be like, oh, you have an extra bag, you have to check that. And by the way, it's $35, $45, $55 extra. Or they tag on little, fees for hotels. And it's like, okay, the only chance that we can fight back is if we keep Biden in office. This looks like lawsuits against Comcast, and I am picking up some action there. We need integrity across the board, Damon, yes, but what I'm talking about is it's Though the way, at least the Democrats will work towards it. You know what I mean? We need to just stop the bleeding, so to speak, metaphorically speaking. Time for some tea. All right, so you guys tell me, put up there, Biden has done so much for the American people, absolutely. Put up there for me, so I know that we're all okay, what you're going to do. I'll read some of your things that you write to calm down over these next 2 weeks. Tweet Scotcha used to work for AT&T. Yeah, I hate how much I pay AT&T every month. You can put in the chat what you're going to do to stay calm, especially during this high intensity, crazy energy over the next couple of weeks. Gonna organize our closet. I like that. Go outside, walk my dog, go bird watching. Bird watching? That sounds awesome. Keep 2 feet on the floor. Good idea. Throwing junk out, spring cleaning, walking on the beach. Look at all these beautiful suggestions. Comedy specials, chase my wife around the house to stay calm. Meditate. I love it. You think I'm crazy now. Kathy's here. If I didn't meditate, oh my gosh, I don't know. I shudder to think. Breathe. Practice your breathing. When you have anxiety, it's probably because you're not breathing, so breathe deeply. Plant vegetables. Gardening is really, really healing. Have a pot roast and have an edible. You go, Damon. Fill your wine storage cabinet, then empty it. You want to learn how to meditate? Reach out to me. I can help you with that. Watching Hallmark for happy endings. I don't know if you could hear that wind behind me. It was just like whipping up. I'm going to pull 3 cards about, I haven't read about MAGA Mike yet, but I'm going to pull 3 cards about the Biden campaign right now. Notice I think that I just watched an entire segment of the news and I didn't hear anything about Joe Biden. Nothing. Bring a corkscrew and glass. Kathy, make sure if you're drinking that you hydrate too, so you don't get a hangover. The Biden administration is really suffering from the media. Yeah, Warren's like, who's Joe Biden? Really suffering from the media not covering the actual presidency. It's heartbreaking. Let me tell you something about Joe Biden and the Biden administration, the Biden campaign. I'm more reading on the campaign. The more that Joe Biden is doing really, really well for the American people, the more death threats and bad media, the more that amps up. So understand that as the energy on the planet amps up, we are going to see both amping up, the negative and the positive. They're really facing down a lot of, lies. Putting out dried corn for the squirrels and food for the rabbits that visit you. That is so sweet. I feel like I'm watching Snow White or something. This is what the Biden administration is going through right now. We have to pray. I'm not telling you anything bad is going to happen. We just have to pray because they're up against so much misinformation. They're up against these Putin Republicans not supplying, I've been wearing my button for PNN. They're up against the Putin Republicans not helping Ukraine, which is a huge national security risk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 3 cards about our national security, which really is like Swiss cheese right now. What happened on Fox in Error? They were whining how unfair it was to the loser to have him pay that $435 million. It's disgusting. It really is. Thank you for the compliments. It's disgusting. It's just to be on the side and defending somebody who has hurt millions. I'm referring to Donald Trump, obviously. To be defending somebody that's harmed millions upon millions of people and harmed our national security and harmed America, and to defend that. Like, if you commit a crime and you live in America, that crime hurts people. So to keep that in check, yeah, rapists too, to keep that in check, we're supposed to hold them accountable. So what are they doing? Joe Biden does need our prayers and support. And the media, that's why I'm on my soapbox about NBC. Can you imagine if you committed like 91 major crimes and people saying, oh, she should be able to get away with it. Can you imagine if it was you? Can you imagine if it were you and you committed, no, you probably can't imagine being that criminal, but felonies. 91 felonies, and then Scott McAfee knocked off a few. I like saying 91 better than what is it, 89 or something like that now. I like 91 better. Who would expect that they should just be like supported and considered the second coming of Jesus or David or whatever those fake prophets say? What is that? I'm pulling 3 more cards about the Biden administration. Why doesn't Ronna McDaniel go on to Fox? Honey, Damon's like, if I drive a car and blink too many times, you'll get pulled over. I am so sorry about that. That's a terrible, terrible thing. Damon. It's really terrible. It's so wrong. The Biden administration. Well, hemmed in by no media coverage. This is about the Biden administration. Damon, you have to laugh about it, I know, or otherwise you'd cry, right, at the injustice. It's terrible. I'm so sorry. It's wrong. Biden administration, they're really hemmed in and highly, highly challenged by the lack of media coverage. It's kind of up to us. The 9 of Wands, they are going to continue working really hard. And the 10 of Cups, they're counting on. Now, let's look at the fact that the fascist Republicans that voted no on the infrastructure bill are going out, and this is why the American people need to pay attention. All of the American people need to pay attention. They're going out and they're going, look what I did. I got the roads fixed and I got the bridge built and I made my district safer. Look what I did. When the truth of the matter is they just bashed Biden and they voted no on the infrastructure bill and the Inflation Reduction Act, and they bashed him and bashed him and bashed him. And then you know what Biden did, the administration did for their districts where they serve their constituents. They say they did it. They say they did it. It's not going very well. I'm still reading on the Biden administration, but people are doing better economically. Let's remember, in the 10 of Cups, people are doing better economically. All that really needs to happen here, I can see, is the message needs to get to the American people that the reason that we're not in a depression. And down, way down on the list of world leader countries, the only reason is that Biden is president. So, let's go to the Dark Forest cards, and then we're going to read some tea leaves, and then we're going to go watch Midas Touch. More Democrats running in elections winning. Cheryl's asking, can I do more shorts reading some cards in between Monday, Wednesday, and Friday? Let me speak to that for a second. Thank you, Warren, for reminding me to read on MAGA Mike. Let me speak to that for a second. I would like to do videos that are just uploaded and pre-recorded on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's not financially viable for me. So I want to just take this moment to thank all of you who donate, to thank all of you who subscribe and hit the thumbs up and share and leave comments. I'm not that great at responding to people's comments because it's just a lot to do. But I cannot do that without compensation. Yeah, thank you, Kathy. Book readings with me, psychicannetteDion.com. I have to do the self-care of if I'm not being paid, then I can't overwork. 4 years ago, Betty. Oh, by the way, Betty, I haven't shown off the elves that you sent me. I'll do that on Wednesday. Betty Bunny dad joke. Where does Betty Bunny go to eat pancakes? To IHOP. Of course. Kathy Beal, professional Aquarian astrologer, is in the chat. Hi, Kathy. Thanks for being here. Also, we will probably not do another Spirit Talk podcast unless Kathy Beal gets 2 astrology readings from the show. This is what I'm talking about. I totally understand that we forget that the people that have YouTube channels are not really being paid. Thank you, Maria. And I've got some classes coming up. All right, so let's pull 3 cards. I'm going to use the Dark Forest cards for 3 cards about MAGA Mike. Kathy got 1 reading. Oh, you got 1 reading. I thought you were talking about you got a psychic reading. Kathy Beal needs 1 more astrology reading. You can put your information up there. EmpowermentUnlimited.net, and then we'll do our show next Tuesday, which is going to be pre-solar eclipse. So somebody else has to book a reading with Kathy, and we'll do our Spirit Talk podcast. It has to be worth our time. And we will, provided we get the support. MAGA Mike. MAGA Mike. Unconditional love. Let's not lose our focus. Totally agree, James. Oh, people are telling us still what they're going to do to relax. All right, somebody decided they're going to sign up for an astrology reading with Kathy. That means, provided you do, you're signing up to get an astrology reading with Kathy Beal at empowermentunlimited.net. Because she needs to get 2 astrology readings from our show as a return on the investment. I'm not being as strict, but I really do appreciate it when people book readings. I'm moving. It's not cheap. MAGA Mike. This is Marge. This is MAGA Mike. I actually don't think that Marjorie Trader Green is the one that's going to get him ousted. The 9 of Cups. It's all the evidence against him for being a planner of January 6th, of the attack on our country. So what she does doesn't seem as impactful for MAGA Mike getting ousted as his participation, involvement, planning of January 6th. Time for some tea leaves. Oh, wait. Did I forget to read on somebody? Bye-bye, Moses. Did I leave anybody out that I was going to read on? Yeah, Cheryl loves these cards. I finally dug them back out. If you'd like to get these cards, there's a couple of versions. The ones that I borrowed from my niece are similar, but they're really hard to see. These are the Moonlight Tarot deck. The other deck I was reading, just to give credit to the artist, is Cosmic Tarot. And that's one of my favorite decks. And Magicians, Martyrs, and Madmen. This is I call this the Nefarious deck. As far as Manga Mike goes, I don't think it's the ousting that's perpetrated by Marjorie Trader Green. I actually think that it's his involvement in January 6th. So, let's read some tea leaves, shall we? And everyone go to Midas Touch, sign up, join Midas Touch, support pro-democracy channels like this one. Please hit the thumbs up and please subscribe. I do have an announcement about Church of Spirituality, which is every single Sunday. It's my church that is here on my channel. We've started a new channel, and it's going to be at Church of Spirituality. This week we're honoring the sacred season. There's a lot of sacred symbolism in the Christian story. It's not going to be all like Catholic or anything. It's just that we're going to acknowledge the four holy days of the season. There's people all over the world are celebrating a sacred holiday this week. So we're riding that energy. So that's going to be at Church of Spirituality. That's going to be where Church of Spirituality is. It's not going to be on this channel anymore. Just so you know. If you're not watching, I'm telling you, yesterday was the best sermon I've ever given, and we're 3 years in. Just saying, it's uplifting and it's inspiring. I'm having the tea right now. Time's flying. All right. Hang on. Did I leave anybody out that I was going to read on? Sometimes I do. We need to pray for the Pope. Is he sick again? Is it me, or does it seem like the Pope is always just so old? Do they always pick really old popes? I don't know. Anyway. Oh, by the way, too. By the way, also, if you donate on my channel to the tip jar, that tip jar money, manicotti for Easter, maybe. That tip jar money is going towards my record that's Songs for Democracy. All right. I feel like I left something out. Oh, when you become a member, I did. When you become a member, you get an affirmation in your inbox every single day. It can change your life for the good, of course. I just finished today a 40-day book on releasing religious guilt. Stay tuned for the next steps in that. Doing a lot. And join us at Grassroots of Democracy. Go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com. We meet 3 times a week, and tomorrow's our meeting where we meditate. We do a guided meditation for Healed America. Got so much going on. It's all good. It's all to help the greater good. Okay, so as far as the tea leaves go tonight, Saturn, we have a lot of stuff going on in Saturn. A lot of activity there. So it's going to be hard to find our way out of the woods. Maria loves the daily affirmations. One more thing about being a member. At the top 2 levels, you are invited to a psychic party the last Saturday of the month. It's really fun. I do readings for people, among other things. And the last Saturday of the month is this Saturday. And the moon will be in Sagittarius, so that's going to be a lot of fun because I'm a Sag. Which is worse, Protestant guilt, Jewish guilt, or Catholic guilt? They're all equally bad. It'll change your life. This book will change your life. Trump gets his bond reduced. Don't worry, justice is coming. Just be grateful that we have democracy because we almost lost it. Right? Perspective, people. We're still here doing PNN. We want to keep this going. We want to keep our freedom. So it's gonna be hard to find our way out of the muck in the next couple of days. So do take those breaks. There were some really great suggestions today. Thank you. There were awesome suggestions. What is that? I see a swan, and I see, that looks like a heart, and that looks like a clover. A swan, a heart, and a clover. Let's go with that. I don't know if there's a swan. It seems like there would be a swan. Yes, there is a swan. Let's see what the book says about swan. Graceful and beautiful, swans have a long history as romantic symbols of enduring love and lasting marriage. There are many fairy tales and myths which link the swan with both love and music. It's a delightful and fortunate symbol to find in any reading. This is about the love. It's about the love, people. It's all about love. So there's a swan here, and that's about love. So we're going to see a lot more love. They mate for life. I didn't know that. Look for some love this week. That looks like a little angel. So look for the angel blessings and the love. Expand the love, people. This is, the bell is indicative of news and things to be alert to. And the spade, that looks like a bat. That looks like a big bat. And the heart is self-explanatory, right? We have seen bats before in the tea leaves. And let me just remind you of what they mean. A very busy phase is forecast in the weeks ahead. It may be hard to make much noticeable or real progress as you flit about from one task to another like a bat hunting insects at twilight. When you have a day where nothing's really getting done, don't worry about it. It's a crazy time right now. And I wanted, since I was mentioning Kathy Beale earlier, make sure you hit the notification bell on my channel here, because once in a while, Kathy Beale and I, we do pop-ups where we just go, hey, maybe we'll do a surprise show. So make sure you hit the notification bell. And there are many animals that mate for life. I think whales do too. I think that's all we got right now. You never know. We might just pop up with an astrology reading. Please book a reading, a psychic reading too. And I love you guys, and thank you for all your support. And we'll see you soon. Namaste. Have a great night, and make sure that you breathe. Okay. Bye. Love you too.